All right, guys, so welcome. Let's begin. I'm going to be sharing my screen. We're going to touch on the manager side of things, what you guys will be doing as a setup to manage everything. And let us begin. All right. So first of all, let's begin with a few basics. When you guys initially log into the desktop, into the manager view, you're going to reach your overview page where you can see the general activity, general insights regarding your account, what your employees have done, and when they were most active. Now, the chronological order of basically dispatching your jobs is going, first of all, to the job scheduler. So let's begin over there. So through the sidebar, I'm going to go over to my job scheduler. And I arrive in my job scheduling lobby. Now, you guys can create multiple job schedules if you have different branches you're operating. Maybe you got a group of cleaners working on a specific town, or maybe you want to separate them based on orientation. You can create a few separate job schedules, just like I created one here. For this example, what we're going to do, we're going to be using the field employees one, my field cleaners. So I'm going to click on access schedule to enter the actual schedule itself. Awesome. Now, as soon as you enter the schedule, you'll have your cleaners on the left and your dates on the top. Everything in the middle is shifts. Now, as you can see, we've separated your shifts for you depending on the jobs and the colors that are associated with those jobs. Everything here is meant to make all your dispatching life intuitive. Everything is easy, and we'll touch on that now, how you can create and how you can manipulate the schedule itself. And on the other side, for your cleaners, you'll always be able to know where they need to go, what they need to do today, what they need to do tomorrow, and they'll also be able to communicate back with you on any issues that might occur. So everything in the middle shifts. I can see that Carson, for example, today is scheduled to go for Jamie Layson. Jamie Layson is one of my clients, basically. And if I click on it, I can even see the specific job. So I know that Carson is meant to go perform a cleaning shift for Jamie Layson. And I can see all the different details regarding it as well. I can see whether an employee accepted a shift ahead of time, and I can see even if a cleaner has left me any notes. For example, in this shift right over here, we got Daniel, who says he's not going to be able to make it at 9 specifically for that shift. So he's going to make it at 10, and I can be okay with it, or I can move the shift to someone else if I wanted to. Let's create a shift and let's put it on the board and see how easy it is to do. So creating a shift is super easy. For example, if I want to create a shift for Adam on a Thursday, all I got to do is go over here and click on the plus button. I got the shift creation model open on the right. The top section of the shift creation is the date and time. So I can decide what the date is, what time I want them to be there, and everything here can be changed, of course. So I want it to be there between 9 and let's go 12 noon, 3-hour shift. Next up, I can choose the shift title. Shift title is an information layer I'm giving the employee what they need to do. It could be if you guys run different shifts, like a morning clean and an evening clean on the same office building. This could be the morning shift or the evening shift. Basically, it's another way for you guys to give information to your employees. Next up, we have the job. Job is anything you guys would like to track time for. This is how you're going to do payroll later on and prepare for any invoicing. Usually cleaning companies, they use this to put down their client's name or the contract's name. So it could be the office building if you do commercial cleaning. It could be the person if you do residential cleaning. And if it's project-based, usually it's the client that's above that specific project. So for this example, we'll choose LA High School of Arts because that's what we want to clean. I can assign one user or additional ones, and I can even open up the shift for claiming. So if you guys don't mind who does it, you just want someone to kind of grab that shift, you can even perform an open shift. That means that the first cleaner that sees it and wants it can simply claim that shift and take it and put it on their own schedule. Underneath this, we have the location, which is automatically inputted based on the job if you guys set it up, and we'll talk about the setup soon. And I can add any additional notes I wanted to, and even attach files. Now, if you guys work on a contract base, for example, LA High School of Arts needs a clean every Tuesday and Thursday till the end of the year. Well, you guys can use our repeat shifts. Basically, you can repeat this on a weekly basis, every Tuesday and Thursday, and we can end this after, I don't know, 50 shifts, for example. The shifts will automatically populate 50 shifts ahead of time every week on a Tuesday and on a Thursday. And even if you need to make a change to one shift, you guys can decide if it's going to affect the entire timeline or just that specific shift. So that's a very easy way to take on contracts and instantly put them on into the schedule. Next up, what I'm going to do, I'm going to save this shift as a draft just to put it on the board. So Adam isn't actually going to be aware of it yet. I click on Save Draft, and automatically the shift appears for me here. So Adam at the moment can't see it because the shift is in draft mode. It's only open to different managers. From here on, as a manager, I can simply manipulate the shift as much as I want. I can move it to Blake, and I can decide whether to edit just this shift or the entire one. I'm just going to edit this one, save changes. And instantly the shift will jump to Blake. I can even move it between days. And of course, if there's any conflicts, the system will let you guys know. So we always flag any conflicts that happen with unavailability, with time off, maybe schedule the same person in two different places on the same time. The system is going to flag that for you guys and let you know that you guys need to make a change. Unavailability can either be inputted by a manager for an employee if you guys know an employee can't make it. Also, you guys can put it in for him, or they can actually submit it on their own as well. So this is how easy it is to create a shift and to put it on the board. As soon as I click on publish, the shift will be sent out to the relevant employee. So Blake has now been notified that a new shift has been added to his schedule. When he goes into it, he'll see that he needs to be at LA High School of Arts for the morning shift between 9 and 12, and any additional notes I might have added there, he'll be able to see it here as well. So that's the basic of the creation of a shift, assigning it, moving it around, and changing what it looks like. A few more tools that we give you guys to dispatch properly. First of all, the view here, you guys can change to view by jobs. This will put your contract or your clients on the left. So say you're not sure who or which cleaner needs to perform this specific job. For example, tomorrow for Rosa, I need someone. So I'm going to create the shift for Rosa. I'm going to decide on the time. I can put any additional notes here. And then I can simply save this as a draft without assigning it to a specific person. Later on, when I move back to the view by users, I'll be able to see the shift on the top here. And all I got to do is a simple drag and drop to the relevant employee. So you can play with the views as much as you want. You can move to a daily view, and you can move to a monthly view to see a better description of what you guys are planned to do ahead of time. The filters here will allow you guys to narrow down your view based on different teams, based on different qualifications. For example, give me only the cleaners that are qualified for downtown high school. Automatically, the list is gonna deduct itself, and you guys will be able to schedule only these specific jobs or these specific employees. You can even change it based on groups and give me only the groups that are working, only Reese's team, for example, and then I'll only be able to see Reese's team as well. So the filters is a very useful tool for you guys to easily dispatch on a mass scale if needed. Let's delete this now. Awesome. I'm just making sure I'm not missing anything. All right, let's see how we can create these different jobs, these different clients for you. So to create a new job, all you got to do is go to the top right corner and you have your jobs tab. Click on that and you'll get a list of all the different jobs that have already been created in your company. Some of you might still be operating with our default ones that we give you, customer one, project A, and so on. You guys can create as many jobs as you wish. All you got to do is click on add job. You can give the job a title. So this will be the job name or the client name or the project name that you guys are working on. You can decide if you're qualifying specific cleaners or maybe open it up for everyone. Putting the actual location. So then this location will be taken and put into every shift that I assign this job to. We can do Fifth Avenue for now and add any additional notes. So if this is residential, you might be able to put in the code to the house here. or any specific information regarding entering the premises or something that's relevant for that client that always needs to be in every shift that you send a cleaner to. You can add it here, and then it's already going to be inserted into the shift itself. I click on Save Job, and just like that, this job is now available for all my cleaners to both view, to clock into, and it's available for all my managers and myself to schedule and to dispatch this job to my employees. Awesome. Let's talk about a few tools to help you guys schedule a lot of shifts, but quickly, because creating a shift one by one can be a little bit of a hassle. So a few tools that you guys have. Switch back to the view by users. First of all, you have shift templates. So any shift that we've created here can be saved as a template. So you don't need to recreate it again. Once you save a shift as a template, all you got to do is drag and drop it to the right person. Now, if your weeks are pretty much the same structure, you can even go to your Actions tab here and save an entire week as a template. And you can load as many templates as you want, one on top of each other. So you can have templates for specific teams. You can have a template for everyone. And saving a week template will allow you to save this entire view and upload it in just one click of a button. We can see this actually in action. Let's go a week ahead of time, or maybe even 2 weeks ahead of time. And I'm going to go to Action, Load Week Template. Whoop. And I can load my generic week, for example, and automatically this will populate the entire schedule. And all I got to do is click on Publish, and all my cleaners will be notified. Of course, I can make any changes I want to it through here. So we give you a lot of tools to do this on a mass scale, not to work hard every week, going ahead of time. You guys have everything you need here. You can copy the previous week, and you can do everything on a monthly scale as well. So you can copy the previous month and go on to schedule the next month, just like that. I think that's it for the scheduling bit and for the dispatching. We're gonna switch over now to the time clock, and we're gonna talk about payroll and how you guys can prepare your timesheets and also see the whereabouts and the geolocation of your cleaners as they work. So to navigate to the time clock, I've got actually two options. Either I go to the time clock on the sidebar, and I can view the same view I saw on the schedule, or I can use my shortcut here and go to the field employees time clock. So the time clock of Connecteam is here mainly to help you guys prepare for payroll, but it also helps you guys to manage your day-to-day and understand what your cleaners are doing and where they're doing it from. It helps you guys prepare for invoicing of your clients by giving you actual insights to how long was spent for each and every project. Helps you guys manage absences, so you know when an employee asks for time off, whether it's been approved and how much they're going to get paid for it as well. And soon enough, we're going to add a lot of additional values like pay rates and payrolls and many more exciting features. So as soon as we enter the Today tab, as soon as we enter the time clock, we arrive in the Today tab. The Today tab shows the managers what's going on right now. So you'll have all your employees on the left, and you'll be able to see what job they're clocked into, when they've clocked in, and even where they've clocked in from. You can even see everything on a map view. So if I enlarge this, let's go in here, I'll be able to see exactly the whereabouts of my employees and where they've clocked in from. If I want, or if one of my employees isn't where it needs to be, I can even open up a private chat message with them. So our chat feature, which can be found here on the left, is integrated with both the job scheduler and the time clock. So you guys are always able to communicate with your employees if there's any issues, if one of them is late or anything at all. You can also see everything as a timeline view. So I can see that Daniel clocked in to the job called Spencer Thompson at 5:08. Everything here is right in front of you. Soon enough, later on this week, we'll also be implementing a breadcrumbs ability where you will be able to see the whereabouts of your employees in a breadcrumbs kind of method where they've gone throughout the time that they were clocked in to a specific job. A few other tools that the Today Manager has. On the left here, you have your filters. Just like the job scheduler, you can narrow down your view. Now here, you can even see, give me only the users that are scheduled for a shift right now. And then I can instantly see that both Casey and Skylar are meant to be on a shift right now. They're scheduled for a shift that's been published to them, but they haven't actually clocked in. So I know that they're running late. And I can, again, open up a private chat message with them here. I can also send them a mass chat message by selecting them and going to the Actions tab here. So the Today tab for the manager of today. Next up, we have your timesheets. Timesheets is where you guys are going to go to prepare for your payroll and to export all your different timesheets. The timesheet shows you a summary view of all the hours worked by your entire company based on the current payroll period, which you guys can set up through the settings, and we'll touch on that soon enough. So I can see that my company in my current payroll period, which is bi-weekly, has worked 69 hours, no paid breaks, no overtime. Awesome, doing good. And I can see it per employee as well. So Daniel worked 28 hours, Kaysen 13 hours, and so on. If I want to see an employee's personal time card and see every shift that is done, all I got to do is click on his name. So let's take Blake, for example, which is myself. And I can click on his name and open up his personal time card, which will show me the current payroll period. So I can see that currently Blake has done 2 different shifts, one yesterday and one currently that is currently clocked in. One for Dylan Casey and one for Jamie. So you can see all the jobs. Everything here is editable by the manager. So I can change these hours if I wanted to 8:30, for example. And everything will adjust accordingly. I can add shifts, I can add breaks, I can add absences, I can even remove shifts if I wanted to. So as a manager, you guys have all the power. Now, if you guys are owners of the company, and say you have a lot of different admins, but you don't want everyone to be able to change all the different timesheets, you're also able to lock shifts if the owner has given you permissions, of course, and also lock an entire time card. Once you as an owner lock a complete time card, no other admin can adjust those specific times. And of course, as the cleaner, they cannot adjust the times unless you guys approve them as managers. So you have the full control here. Once you've gone over all of your different time cards, you can move between employees here, and you are ready to do export for payroll. We give you a few different types of exports. Usually cleaning companies, they use the payroll totals, which give you a similar view to what you see here, the top line. Just the summary report of all the hours that this specific employee has worked. The timesheets and shift reports, those are much more detailed view. They'll show you every shift that they've done, every day that they've worked, and every detail regarding those specific shifts. So you guys can decide what you want to export into an Excel or as a PDF as well. If you want to export everything in bulk, you can go back into the timesheets tab, go to the top right corner, export, and you can export all of your time cards at once and send it out into your payroll software. I will say we are working now on an integration with a few different payroll softwares, and we also will do an in-house payroll soon enough, probably the first quarter of next year, hopefully, and if all goes well. Awesome. So this is how you guys can prepare for payroll. If I scroll down in the timesheets tab, I got 2 different sections here. On the left side, I've got my absence insights. If there was any absence requests that have been approved, like a vacation or a sick leave, I will be able to see them here in addition to the time card itself. And on the right, I've got my job insights. Job insights help you guys realize how your resources are spent and also helps you prepare for invoicing. So I can see that for Dylan Casey, one of my clients, I've worked a total of 10 hours for this specific payroll period. Of course, any dates that I adjust here will also affect the job insights. If you guys invoice on a monthly basis, you'll be able to adjust this to give me the entire month of December, and the job insights will adjust accordingly as well. All of this is exportable as an Excel sheet, as any format you guys choose, as well as a PDF to your liking. Let me see that I haven't missed anything. Awesome. One more button here before I go into the settings is the view requests. Requests can be shift edits by your employees. So say they forgot to clock in and they finish the day and they think, shit, I forgot to clock in today. No problem. They can simply go into their app and say, hey, I need a shift for today. I started at 9 and I ended it at 4. And you guys will be able to view that specific shift, approve it or decline it, depending on your specific preference. If you approve it, it's gonna enter automatically into the time cards itself. So all the requests can be viewed here through the view request button. Now let's jump into the settings and go over a few of the basics. So the settings is where you guys can really customize the time clock to your business's needs. Every business uses these settings differently. The general tab allows you guys to select the different work hours, days. So if one of my employees asks for a time off on a Friday and I approve it, he'll be paid for 8 hours because that's what he deserves. I can also decide on daily limits and auto clock out and also enable day locking. The same thing I was blocked from before. Basically, I was meant to be in this list. And if I add myself now, I will be able to lock those days and lock those time cards for my employees. On the left sidebar here, let me scroll into the payroll. So whenever you guys start using the time clock, it's very important to set up your personal payroll period. Now you can decide on the weekday starts. You can decide on the payroll cycle, which could be 1 week, could be once a month, twice a month. You guys decide depending on your business, of course. And then you can even decide on specific reminders. These reminders can go on to the managers to approve timesheets or to lock them. First of all, you can do reminders for your employees to go over them. Everything is fully transparent. So the same hours that you guys see is the same hours that the employees see through the app. And any changes that are made will automatically reflect in the app as well. So everyone's looking at the same thing, which is another important thing to note. When you guys are locking days, both sides know that that's it. It's not gonna change anymore, and there's trust there in full transparency. You can decide on the different overtime. I'm not gonna go into it now. And on the left sidebar, you also have your jobs. Now, the same jobs that you have in the job schedule will also be in here. You can add jobs through here and they'll appear in the schedule, or you can add jobs to the schedule and they'll appear here. It's the same exact list as you can see. On the left, I'm gonna touch on the last thing here for the time clock, which is the geolocation. Geolocation allows you guys to grab the location of where your employees have clocked in and where they've clocked out from. So I can see that as long as it's set on required, every time they clock in and every time they clock out, I'll be able to see where it happened. And at the bottom here, I've got my geofence. The geofence actually allows me to fence around the specific building or a specific site that I'm cleaning and make sure that when an employee clocks into that specific job, they have to be within the radius of that geofence. So this ensures that they're not clocking in from on the road, they're not clocking in from home. Everything is done at the job itself. And I know that this sometimes is common for the clients to hear because they might have some trouble thinking that they're paying you guys for time that the cleaner hasn't actually spent on the site itself. So this will ensure that that happens. And soon enough, you'll be able to implement the breadcrumbs here and also be able to see where the employees have gone. If you make any changes, don't forget to save them at the very end here in the bottom right corner. All right, that's it for the time clock. Next up, what I'm gonna touch on is a tool called Forms. So Forms can be found here on the left side. Forms is an amazing tool for you guys to create digital checklists, reports, requests. You guys can customize this however you want. You can have different HR forms like a sick leave, employee referral, expense reimbursement form. So if they had to buy something on the road and need to be reimbursed for it, no problem. Expenses reimbursement form will allow them to upload a picture of the receipt, get confirmation from you guys. You guys will be notified about it in real time, and you'll be able to approve it in real time as well. I want to show you one specific form actually from our operational folder. So you guys can create as many forms as you want and as many folders as you want as well. So it's nice and organized for the different cleaners. Under my operational forms, I've got a few different forms that I've created. One, I can see a specific client's checklist. So every client has different needs. Some, they clean just the floors or just the carpet. Some clean the kitchens and the lobby. It really depends on the client itself. So I can either create a checklist per client, and my cleaner knows that when they arrive at that client, they have a checklist that they need to go by, and they need to submit it in real time as well. So this is an example of that, which will enter soon enough. I also have some acknowledgement or compliance forms like COVID-19 acknowledgement, where every day the cleaners must sign off that they are either vaccinated or they're aware of all the steps that they need to take to prevent being infected, for example. And this could be a daily reminder, a daily form that they submit every day that you guys can show your clients as well. Let's enter the Jamie Layson cleaning checklist. So I'm going to click on this. And as soon as I click on it, I arrive at the specific forms insights page, where I can see the general activity here as the bar and as an activity line. And I can also see who submitted and who hasn't yet. Let's just have a look at what this form looks like from the employee side of things. So I'm going to go into the preview. And here I'm going to get a preview of the mobile view. So as soon as my cleaners actually enter the form to submit it while they're working or when they finish their job, this is what they see. So please make sure to take clear pictures of everything, because this is a form I'm later on going to export as a PDF and show my client, because I know it's important for them. So first step is the lobby. They can mark a task as done. So couch pillows properly placed, they can simply mark it as done. Clean the floors, please upload an image of the lobby. So they can actually take a picture and you guys can see it in real time and make sure that, okay, it's done properly as well. If I continue to scroll down, counters wipe. So this is when they move on to the kitchen. Are there any cleaning products missing? So they can do yes or no questions. You can do multiple choice drop downs as well that they can assign. And again, add more images. And at the very end, you can even add a signature. Not only this, you see this red star here. You can even make some field as required. So an employee cannot submit this form without actually putting in input or answering those specific questions. And what they need to do is sign off on it to lock it and submit. Now let's see what a submission looks like. So all I got to do is click on the Show Entries tab here. As soon as I click on it, I have a table of all the different entries that have been made by my employees. So I can see that Jason, Blake, myself, and Landry have all submitted this form. And if I scroll to the right, I can see all the different answers that have answered. So couch people properly placed, they've completed this task. They've uploaded an image, they completed the counters wiped, and so on. If I want to see the actual images, no problem. All I got to do is click here, and I'll have the entry open up on the right. I can see the Jason here, the couch pillows properly placed, clean the floor. I can see the actual lobby, it looks pretty good. He actually did clean the floors, must have missed this step. I can even sign this for him if I wanted to. If I continue to scroll down, counters wiped, dishes done, awesome. Are there any cleaning products missing? Yes. All right, so I know I need to fill this specific kitchen with the counter sanitizer and the hand soap. So I'm making a mental note and I'm gonna make the order or drop it off to them today or tomorrow. And if I continue to go down, I can even see the picture of the kitchen. It looks awesome. So Jason did a really good job, signed off on it at the very end. As a manager, I'm happy and I wanna give Jason feedback. So if I continue to scroll down, I can actually add for each form manager fields. So these are fields that only appear once an entry has been made. And I can give feedback. So for here, I can say, great job. I can give him a text note. I can also use one of my statuses, so awesome job. And I can even sign off on it as a manager. Now, what does this give me? Once I sign off on it as a manager, first of all, I can choose whether or not Jason knows about it or not. But second of all, I can now download this and I can attach it to the invoice to the client. So this specific client that we have, Jamie Layson, I can now attach all the different checklists that were done to him with the images so you can see that a good job has been done. And these are the hours that have been worked for you. And this is the invoice. And that gives really good service to the clients. They really appreciate it. It gives you guys the ability to actually see what your cleaners are doing every day because you get notified about it in real time. So every entry made, your phone will notify you, your email will notify you, and you'll be able to give them feedback quickly as well. And from your employee side of things, they have proof that they've done everything right. They know that you've seen it, and they know that you guys are standing by them. So this is what an entry looks like. Creating a form, super easy. Let's go back into the form lobby. All I got to do is go in the top right corner here and click on Add New. I can choose either to use for a template or start one from scratch. Let's just have a look at some of our templates that we have. So this is the template library. You guys can search based on specific industries if you wanted to, or specific topics, like give me the payroll one, the safety ones, or give me the cleaning checklists and so on. Once you select a specific template, all you got to do is click on select and the template will automatically be selected. Let's choose one of these as an example. We'll do the daily checklist one. So I'll click on that and I have the preview here. I can see it's full of tasks that need to be done. Awesome. I can select this template. I can call it whatever I want. It could be a personal checklist for a specific client, or it could be a generic one for all of my clients. I click on confirm, and now I can start manipulating this template as much as I want. So let's talk about this page. On the left side, I've got the different questions that I can ask the cleaner. So I can create a task, which is a simple marked task, like we saw kitchen counters clean. I can ask them to upload an image, and I can even decide whether this image will be live from a camera or from the gallery. So you guys can ask for a picture of the kitchen, and it has to come from the camera so they don't show yesterday's kitchen or a week ago kitchen. So you know today it's actually clean. I can attach a signature at the very end, and every question I can mark as required as well. In the middle, I've got my working canvas. So every time I add a question, it gets added here to the list. I can manipulate the questions around, drag and drop them up. I can duplicate them, and I can remove a shift altogether. And as you saw, every change I make will automatically be updated here in the preview. So you can see what it's gonna look like to your cleaners at all times. When you're happy with everything, all you gotta do is click on Save Changes and go on to publish this checklist to one, to some, or to all of your cleaners and make it available for them. Now, forms you can always update. So even after you published it, you can go back into it, change questions around, remove questions, add questions. And the good thing is, as soon as you save changes, that same form will be updated in the employee's pockets. So you know that the checklists are always updated. So if a client calls up and says, look, I want you to start doing the windows as well, no problem. Add a few boxes here in the same checklist form of doing the windows, and you know that it's going to be there for the cleaners tomorrow morning, and everything is updated. That's it on the form side of things. Let's see if we have some time. Okay, I'm getting the no time sign. So a few other things I just want to give you guys teaser. First of all, the forms, the time clock, and the job schedule all have in pink in the top right corner here, learn about this feature. This is a 3-part video tutorial that we even give you guys money to watch. So it's quite funny, but if you click on Let's Start, basically 3-part video tutorial, 3-minute watch each video. We'll really walk you through the very basics to the most advanced features, some of which I haven't even touched on today. In addition, we have the Help Center in our YouTube channel here for you guys in the top right corner. A lot of instructional videos, a lot of content articles on how to create specific forms or specific courses, how to manage your app any way you wish. And in the bottom right corner, we have the help chat, where you guys can send us any message. We answer quite quickly, as you can see. So if you're trying to create content or you're having issues or you don't remember how to do anything, write us a message. We have people helping you, going on calls with you, anything you need at all. Now, on the left side, the sidebar here, you have a lot of different tools that you guys can still create. You have courses, which will allow you guys to do onboarding manuals for the different cleaners, and even train them on new equipment that you guys have. You have quick tasks, you have the chats and the updates, which is an amazing tool for communication and keeping everyone engaged together. We will send you guys a summary email with the recording of this session and an article of how to set up all of these features specifically for cleaning companies. And you guys can utilize those and make your account robust and give your employees all the tools they need to succeed when they go out to perform the work that they need to do. That's it on my end. I hope this was useful for you guys. If you have any questions, just write back to us. We'll be glad to help you for whatever you need. Have a great rest of the day and a great week. And it's been my pleasure.